Jedan, dva, tri. Idemo napred.
Artlist.io.
Zdravo, moje ime je Daljan i dobrodošli u moj novi podcast.
Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
We're in the
Zdravo, moje ime je Daljan i dobrodošli na moj emisija Posao, jezika i istorija. Danas je nedeljak 27. mart 2022. godina. A ovo je moj prijatelj Petar Kristen Ruzević. Kako si?
Ja sam odlično, moj prijatelju, samo ima jedna mala ispravka.
Dobro.
To je zvučalo kao da si rekao, ovo je moj prijatelj Petar Kristijan Ružević,
Da.
a ti znaš šta reč peder znači.
Naravno.
Pa, zvučalo je kao da si rekao peder, pošto pederos znači neko ko voli muškarce na grčkom jeziku, a pošto ih ja ne volim, ja imam samo prijatelje. Muškarci, ja volim žene, onda moramo da ispravimo, da stavimo da nije Petar Kristijan Ružević, nego da je to Petar Kristijan Ružević, je li tako?
Da, like Christian, like the religion Christian, like the Christianity.
Well, yeah,
Similar.
although I am the least, there is the least amount of Christendom and Christianity inside myself.
Okay.
But hey, let's say that's my second name, and no problem with it. You know, one cannot be called Petar Buddhist Rozovic or Petar Muslim Rozovic. Okay, although I am all of that and none of it, because my concept of religion differs from the concept of majority.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just let's say that you did your haircut.
Yeah.
You arranged it. I did myself too.
Kind of like the Hitler style.
Yeah, exactly like the Hitler style. I had to just to remove those, other parts of the mustache and beard in order to look like Adolf.
Yeah, Adolf Hitler.
Adolf Hitler, yeah.
Mein Führer.
Mein Führer. Das ist erstmal in meinem ganzen Leben, dass ich hergekommen. Yeah, this is the first time in my whole life that I came here to do the lecture.
Okay.
Das Gespräch. Yeah, the speech.
Veoma smešno. Okay, let's talk about more Serbian movies and like other languages I want to learn like in the future, like I texted you earlier. So yeah, so hajde da pričamo o srpskim filmovima i mojim budućim planovima učenje drugih jezika. Da.
Hajde, vrlo rado, prijatelju.
Da.
Vrlo rado. Prošli put smo govorili o crnom talasu.
Da.
Jel tako? Pa da. Pa da. Pa smo onda smo u stvari govorili o tome, u stvari kako je propala kinematografija, je li tako? We spoke about the decay of the Serbian cinematography that time, right?
Yeah, in the last episode, yeah, we did that. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what other topics we could discuss. Oh, the new languages I want to learn and for the future. And I'm trying to think of what else we could discuss. How's your learning of Georgian going and so on and so forth.
How's my Georgian going?
Yeah.
It's very good. It's cool. It's awesome because you know, the Georgian ambassador is coming up, you know, to my place within a couple of days, you know, within 3 days exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm getting better and better because I'm preparing myself constantly for the conversation with Georgians. You know, I have a lot of Georgian friends, both online and in nature. So you know, it's getting really good. I'm kind of getting into being more professional, you know, and affiliated with the language. Yeah, you know, I use the best tips for learning and the best learning tools. But probably is the same as you get for Serbian, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Serbian. I made plans for like other languages I want to learn, like to increase my knowledge of different languages, which is kind of like a new priority that I want to.
Oh yeah, you told me that, and also Bulgarian is vividly on the list.
Yeah, that's one of the new languages that I want to learn that are on my list. So because the reason why I want to learn it is because Bulgarian is very similar to Russian and Serbian, and Russian and Bulgarian are very similar because they're written exactly the same, but it's different.
Exactly.
That's probably one of the reasons why I want to learn Bulgarian.
Oh yeah, they have acquired the Cyrillic scripture.
Yeah, that's right.
The orthography in order to stick to Russians, not to betray them, because that was a move, you know, a wise move, you know.
Yeah.
A move of wisdom. That they did, because they didn't want to separate linguistically and, you know, culturally from Russians. So they didn't want to differ much from them. So that was a smart political move, because they were cunning and smart enough to notice that.
Yeah, Bulgarian alphabet is very like similar to Serbian and Russian too, but like Serbian is like written very different compared to Bulgarian and Russian. So yeah, they're also
and it does contain some letters that survived from the period of the Church Slavonic language. You know, like letter, you know, and few more. So and Russians have different, you know, slightly different letters that do not exist in Serbian language. Like, for example, the word for I, you know, yeah. Of course, it's
with Russian it would be ya, and then Bulgarian it would be like az.
Oh yeah, you've already started to learn.
Yeah, very little I know.
Yeah, you sent
like
me,
Serbian
you know.
too.
Yeah, you sent me. Well, your Serbian is incomparably better than your Bulgarian, because you've been.
Because I've been learning Serbian for 6-7 years. Međutim, 7 ili 6 godina. That's how my Serbian is way much better compared to my Bulgarian.
And you've started learning Bulgarian. Let's say today.
Yeah.
You've sent me counting.
Yeah, the numbers, how to count in Bulgarian would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same in Serbian and Russian.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Bulgarian is a very, very sympathetic and very good language to learn.
Yeah, and
I remember being there. Yeah, I remember being there both on the littoral, the sea coast, and in the continental area, as well as I told you. And in both zones, they were very hospitable, and I felt very welcomed.
Yeah,
and you know, I comprehended, I understood. You know, around way up to 80% of the conversation. Due to its similarity.
Yeah, veoma slični. Veoma slični.
Oh yeah.
a kada si došao Bulgarska?
Oh, it was long ago. I think it was. Let me check it out. I think it was in the last century when I went there for the first time.
Oh, like in 1990s, 19.
Yeah,
something like
for
that.
the first time. I barely remember because my female cousins live on the very border with the EU. They live in the city, which is widely populated by Wallachians. You know,
right?
Vlasi. It's widely populated, inhabited by Wallachian people. So they kind of thrive on the border with Bulgaria. So I was crossing the border, going to free shops, to buy some items.
Throughout like history, like Bulgaria and Serbia were having like multiple wars. Bulgaria and Serbia had wars.
Oh yeah. Bila je bitka na Bregalnici je bila 15. To znaš.
Yeah, there was war in 1885. That was a war between Kingdom of Serbia and Bulgaria. And then there was Balkan Wars in the 1910s. That was between Bulgaria and Serbia and Ottoman Empire. And then there was World War I, and they were fighting each other then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, throughout history.
I na Slivnici bitka isto. And the regent Alexander was, attending the battleship, attending the battles, and he was present in the battleships. And nevertheless, he fought against Bulgarians with the utmost amount of courage.
Okay.
And I read a lot about it in several books. Ti znaš ko je bio Jovan Dučić?
Ne znam.
Sad ćeš da znaš. On je rođen u Hercegovini i uređivao je časopis
on je
Bosanska vila, da.
On je iz Bosna?
Da, on je iz Hercegovine. Da, rođen je u 7. deceniji 19. veka. Rođen je u jednom mestu pored Mostara.
Da, Mostar, to je grad u Bosna.
Da, u Hercegovini. Bosnia Hercegovine.
Da.
I tu su bili u tom kružoku, u tom magazin Bosanska vila, bili su Šantić, pomenuti Dučić, bio je Vladimir Ćorović, historian, koji je napisao istoriju Srba u nekoliko tomova. Onda bio je, pomoći će ti dok govorimo srpski, jer to je izvorni speech, izvorni govor, pa ja vidim da ti uživaš dok mi govorimo na tom jeziku. Naravno, you enjoy while we speak Serbian, right?
Yeah, I can understand some of it.
Yeah, of course.
Razumem malo.
Tu je bio i Osman Đikić, koji je umro relativno mlad. On je napisao himnu Srba muslimana. Ja sam bio na njegovom grobu tamo. I taj Jovan Dučić je napisao mnogo knjiga, između kojih se nalazi i jedna mala knjižica pod imenom Staza pored puta. U toj knjižici Staza pored puta on je opisao te boravak sa regentom. To nikad nije bio kralj, bio je regent Aleksandar.
To je bulgarski kralj?
Ne, I'm talking about the regent Alexander who's been shot, murdered in Marseille.
Yeah, he was killed in France, I believe it was.
Da, ubijen u Provansi 34. On je rođen na Cetinju. Da, njegov otac je kralj Petar, Karađorđević, a Karađorđev unuk, a njegova majka je knjeginja Zorka, ćerka crnogorskog knjaza Nikole. Da, on je posle ukinuo i Crnu Goru i Srbiju. Da kažem, zajebo je oba naroda iz kojih je potekao je zajebo. To je događaj bez presedana u istoriji da kralj ukine obe države iz kojih je poreklo i da formira novu državu.
Dobro.
Protiv čega ja nemam ništa, naravno. Jer ja sam predstavnik neke nove civilizacije gdje nema države uopšte.
Da.
Sad, šta sam teo ti kažem? On je opisuje bitke i boravak bitke u kojima je učestvovao Jovan Dučić. U toj knjižici opisao svoje druženje sa regentom Aleksandrom i kako je to bio, rekao je da je to bio kulturan čovjek, visoko obrazovan, nervoznog karaktera. He was having a nervous character. Yeah, he could, fall into a state of embarrassment or an outburst of anger easily within an instance.
Da.
But Ali, to je bio i veoma ljubazan čovjek na kraju. Ali je umeo da bude i prek čovjek. He could be also a vicious and vigorous one. Zato što to su bili geni koje on vukao od svog pradede Karađorđa, koji je bio nervno nestabilan čovjek. To je dokazano.
Karađorđa, that was basically like a dynasty in Serbia.
I vidi, tu na toj bregalnici 15. je bio Dučić, Jovan, bio je regent Aleksandar i bio je Živojin Balugđić. I tu su tukli bugarski topovi.
Yeah, he was killed by a Bulgarian terrorist organization.
Tako je, ali su ga kasnije i ubili, ti Bugari. Ubio ga je taj Vlado Georgijev Černozemski.
On je ubijen.
On ga je ubio, da, to je bugarski ustaša, ajde da kažemo. Let's say, imao je Totenkopf. To je nemačka mrtvačka glava, istetovirana na ramenu. To je znak German SS Army staff members. Totenkopf. To je imao. Da, on ga je ubio. On je bio izvršitelj. Poslao ga je Pavelić, Ante, inače doktor istorije, a naredbu za njegovo ubistvo su dali Englezi, naravno, kao i sve ostalo. Pavelić je bio engleska linija, samo treba pratiti linije i za koga radi. Who's working for who?
Yeah.
We have to follow those tracks in history. A inače, samo da ti ovo završim kao digresiju, in a form of a brief digression. Ante Pavelić napisao jedan roman koji se zove Lepa plavuša ili Lepa plavojka, a to je u stvari žena koja je na brodu iz Amerike donela pištolj, srebrni pištolj kojim je kasnije ubijen kralj Aleksandar.
1934 godina. That was what he was saying.
Ako bi ti bio u pravu, to bi značilo da je on ubijen u fazno pomerenom momentu, da je u drugim rečima u budućnosti. Ispalo bi da je on ubijen u budućnosti, da još nije ubijen.
Da.
Ti si rekao 2000. 1936. je on ubijen. 1930, odnosno 34. Pardon me. 34. It's coming evening over here, so my brain is lowering a little bit and slightly shutting down. It is preparing for shutting down because I ate and I'm a little bit tired, so I'm missing the years. I still did not become the AI fully in order to be able to remember everything and to revive it into my memory. So
what languages are on
I
your
samo
list
da ti završim, taj Jovan Dučić je umro 43. He died in 1943 in the place of Gary, Indiana, the same place where Michael Jackson was born 15 years ago. Tako da je Jovan Dučić umro u Gary, Indiana. Garyu. Okay, what did you ask me? What
languages are on your list of learning, like potential languages that you want to learn? And
Oh, I'm already having those ones that I already learned and pursue, and those are beside Georgian and Chechen.
Ostanem gruzinski jezik I čečenski jezik.
Of course, and Armenian as well.
Oh, that's on my list too.
Okay, yeah, that's great. And you have a great advantage because your mother can probably teach you some basic rules from Armenian, although she doesn't fully speak it,
know
right?
Armenian fluently. She knows Russian very well.
Yeah, she speaks Russian. I spoke with her, and it's outstanding because she was born in Soviet Union.
Yeah,
I do.
Sovietski Savez.
Yeah. Okay, so I already learned Swahili, and I do it pretty good. Yeah, I speak with the Kiswahili interlocutors. You know, ki means language.
Koi jezik.
In Swahili, the word ki means language. You know, Kifaransa, that means French. Ki Italia means Italian. Ki Ingereza, that means English.
Right.
Ki Serba means Serbian. Ki Rusa means Russian.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so when you say Kiswahili, that means the Swahili language.
Right.
So those ones who you know comprehend and who pursue Arabic, some of the forms of Arabic, they are able to. Yeah, they're able to understand Swahili because Swahili is 50% consisted of Arabic. And counting to 10 is almost the same like in Arabic, like moja, mbili, tatu, nene, tano, sita, saba, nane, tisa, kumi.
So Peter, do you know like Arabic, like speak Arabic, or you don't speak it fluently?
Well, I don't speak it fluently yet, but I learned the Quranic standardized Egypt version of Arabic, yeah, and I can read and write the harf, you know, the harfs, the scripture from right to left.
Right.
But I'm not fully able to speak it because my day still lingers for only 24 hours, as well as I wrote you in the inbox messenger. Right. You know, I simply don't have enough time to pursue the language more, right?
Yeah.
Because I have to do the other things as well. You know, I have to live at least 300 years in order to accomplish everything that I want.
Yeah.
And I firmly, I don't believe I know instead that we will be able to, you know, prolong and to widen the lifespan of human beings in the recent future.
So basically, you know, like some basics of Chechen and Georgian.
Of course, I do. Well, for example, check this out. In Chechen, we were counting to 10 in various languages, right?
Yeah.
In Chechen, you know, which is called Tanochimot. Tanochimot. That means the Chechen language.
How do you say Chechen language again in Chechen?
No, it's called Tanochimot.
Oh,
and in Chechen, it's called that way. You count it to 10 this way.
Yeah.
Tzhat, shit, chot, dit, chit, yolch, warch, barch, is, it. So it's totally different from the vast majority of other languages and idioms. It belongs to the Nak Dagestani lingo group, and there are the closest relatives in Ingush, in Adigian, and in Lasgin, and in the few dozens of other dialects and idioms.
Yeah.
They are spoken over there mostly in Chechnya and Dagestan, and a little bit in Ingushetia.
Yeah.
and a little bit in northern Ossetia. So mostly those are the closest relatives to Chechen
Yeah, but
or to Ichker.
yeah, but when Boris Yeltsin was president,
Aryan.
and when Vladimir Putin was president of Russia, there was a large wars in Chechnya going on. There were 2 wars in Chechnya during Boris Yeltsin.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Those were the 2 harsh and starving, ferocious, cruel warfares maintained between Russian invaders, because that's what they were in those times, and the small territory, which is 100 times tinier than the rest of Russia. You know that Chechens are very brave and courageous people. I have a lot of friends who are Chechens, and I'm proud of it, and I salute them. I use this opportunity to salute my Chechen friends and to put my cap down because I don't have a hat, and to say that they were fighting and striking back, very, very, tenaciously, which deserves every kind of praise. And they were vigorously and righteously defending their country, their homeland.
Right. So when Chechen,
Дай Moch.
Yeah.
In Chechen, the fatherland is Дай Moch.
Yeah, so when Chechen Wars was going on, that was also the same time when the wars in ex-Yugoslavia was taking place too, because that was in the 90s.
Oh yeah, and let's not forget Nagorno-Karabakh.
Yeah, that was also in the 90s too.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Just give me a brief second.
I'm gonna pause the video.
Yeah, I was just I was just shutting down my cell phone.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, because it can be annoying from time to time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, especially when we're doing a recording live. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So those were the times for warfares, because the warfares correspond to the protuberance activities on the sun surface. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
The traffic accidents, the warfares, and the illnesses very often and frequently correspond to the protuberance activities on the sun surface, the explosions of plasma and hydrogen discharges on the sun surface, and has been scientifically approved by Nikola Tesla, by the way.
Cool.
And the things like plagues, the pests and so on.
Like the Black Death plague, like.
Oh yeah, sometimes they do. Yeah.
Deadly.
Yeah, sometimes they do. Yeah, of course. Yeah, and those were the moments when I remember the moment when the Chechen leader Shamid, that was the 19th century.
Yeah.
Surrendered to the Russian general because that was the only way to prevent his own folks, his tribe, his peoples from getting eradicated. So that's something that Putin later on, I think it was 2004,
that
understood very well when he reconciled, repeating the same thing with Ramzan Kadyrov.
Yeah, I heard of him before.
Yeah, whose father has been murdered during the severe war.
That's right.
And he had in the largest mosque in Grozny, the capital.
Glavnigrad, Chechnya.
Yeah, has been dedicated to him in his honor.
Yeah.
In the memory, in love and memory of him. So I've been there in that mosque, and it's almost or even larger than Hagia Sophia in Istanbul. I ain't sure which one is bigger, but it was a great
Mhm.
Juma, the sermon over there.
Right.
So I was attending it anyway, one of them,
Mhm.
So it was great to see so many people over there, and it's getting kind of Grozny is getting kind of like a technopolis, like a
Mhm.
techno city, because even the mosques are getting improved and embellished and enhanced by the techno gadgets, the neon lights and lasers and
Yeah.
holograms and so on.
Yeah. Did you say you want to study like Swedish at one point?
No, just a couple of classes. I watch a lot of Swedish, biopics, the cinematography,
Yeah.
ne švedski akcioni, not the Swedish porno movie,
Yeah.
meaning the action, allegedly the action movie.
Right.
I was watching porno movies, but not necessarily Swedish ones.
Mhm.
French are better, let's say.
Right.
But I watched a lot of Swedish cinematography, meaning Ingmar Bergman.
Right.
There ain't no movie that he has directed and that I didn't watch.
Uh-huh.
So he's the most notable and recognizable Swedish
Right.
movie director and the filmmaker, as well, as you probably know. You have his movies like Persona, or The Wild Strawberries,
Now you're Polish,
or
and your Polish
The
is not that
Seven
good, though.
Seal.
Yeah.
Sorry?
You're Polish. You said your Polish wasn't good. Twój polski nie jest dobar.
Jestem Polakiem. Byłoby poznać. Mój dziaduszko był Polakiem. Byłoby poznać. Nie mówią bardzo dobrze językiem polskiego, ale rozumiem bardzo.
Okay.
Rzeczpospolitej Polskiego Naroda to tak jest moja rodzina.
Oh, so ty pričasz mało polski.
Jak się nazywa pan? To tak jest moje imię. Piotrek Różewicz jestem. Okay, so I do speak it. I do speak Polish, but not fully. Yeah, not with the full extent of fluency like I speak German or Italian or French or Spanish or Russian or some other ones. Yeah. So yeah, I learned it. Nauczyłem się mówić po polsku przez internecie. I learned to speak Polish mostly on the internet, and I have a lot of Polish friends too. I salute them this time.
Yeah, I know.
And that's mostly what I would say about that. So Poles have a great, outstanding cinematography.
Oh, like amazing movies.
Okay, yeah. There is a kind of a horror movie, which is entitled Diabel. That means the devil, and it speaks about past and war. Yeah, and it's an astonishing film, really.
Yeah, now like my ex-stepdad, he likes Poland because my ex-stepdad, he likes Polish people, and he's learning how to speak Polish, and he kind of likes Romanian music too.
To tak jest ojciec twój ojciec. He's your father. Your foster father, no, your stepfather, no?
Yeah, that's right, stepfather, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, you told me, yeah, and he kind of likes Romanian cinema or language too.
No, music language, because it sounds nice, yeah.
Oh yeah, certainly, yeah. And there is also one film that I would like to mention to you this time. It's called The Possession. It's been directed by the famous filmmaker named Andrzej Zulawski. Yeah, and it's starring Sam Neill, the Australian actor in main male role, and Isabella Adjani, Isabella Adjani in female's role. So it's situated in Berlin between the two periods of the U.S. occupation and tearing down the Berlin Wall.
Germany was under U.S. Soviet British occupation nakon Drugi svjetski rat, it was occupied by the
And French,
Yeah,
and French. It was divided by
Francoski,
French a little bit. Yeah, too. Yeah, it's a great period to mention and to be used as a plot, as the plot area
Mhm.
for every cinematography.
Yeah.
There is one great movie that I recently watched,
Mhm.
and it's called Suspiria, and it's been directed by Luca Guadagnini, the Italian filmmaker. So it's a kind of a remake from the same entitled movie,
Mhm.
directed by Dario Argento,
Oh, cool.
il regista italiano.
Hmm.
So we met his daughter,
Yeah.
Asia Argento. She made a lot of good movies and lesser good movies, and she made a lot of video
Mhm.
spots for several musicians.
Mhm.
So that movie Suspiria is also located in Berlin,
Hmm.
between two periods, between the occupation and the wall.
So Peter, so first we're talking about like cinema movies. So like we were gonna talk about like cinema movies in the ex Soviet Union. So that's what we discussed.
And the former Yugoslavia too,
Ah.
because those are related ones.
Yeah, because they were both socialist communist nations. Anyway, so popular movies in the Soviet Union, there was this one movie called Slotki Piaram. That's like a New Year's Russian movie in the former Soviet Union.
Can you just repeat the name of it? Slotki?
Slotki Piaram.
All right.
Yeah.
I ain't sure that I'm fully familiar with that one.
Yeah, it's a New Year's
Maybe
Yeah, it's a New Year's movie that takes place in the Soviet Union. And it's supposed to be like a guy who gets on a plane and then he's like all drunk, I think, and then he gets sent to the same address, but it's a different house. And it's
yeah.
he's in Leningrad. Yeah, it was an interesting movie.
Oh, that's real. Do you probably know the name of the director? No?
No, I don't remember the name of the director.
Yeah. I'll certainly watch out for it and read its name down.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to think of what other movies were in the Soviet Union. I don't remember too much about movies there. So
Well, there is a special movie to me, at least, and it's really a terrific way to express the inner feelings on the biopic canvas and the cinema.
Mhm.
It lingers for more than 2.5 hours, and it's originally entitled Igi Smatri. It's actually a Belarusian
yeah, former Soviet
cinema deed, yeah.
One of the republics of Soviet Union.
Yeah, staring, yeah. They function as separate countries, but although the Belarusian army is
right
attached
Mhm.
and bound to Russian army, so in
Right.
fact they are functioning as one single state, although they're not officially. They're officially not, and yeah. So that movie has been done in 1985.
85.
And it contains the shocking images, not for me, of course, because I've seen a lot of the things in so-called real life. And you can see it in my eyes if you take a deeper insight into. So I've seen a lot, really. And
now movies,
but that movie is made in the form of a documentary. So those people were put down into the church made of woods, a wooden church, and burned down alive in their village. But the tracking the line before that, it contains romance, fear, struggling for survival in the warfare conditions and so on. So it's a striking
Yeah.
movie. It hits a lover, an art lover. It hits like a thunderbolt.
Okay.
So what did you want to say?
What other movies do you know in Soviet Union, or that's pretty much it?
Okay, well, you know my great growing love for Georgia and Georgia
Yeah, that was a part of
cinematography.
former Soviet Union.
Yeah, Georgian cinematography was certainly, I have to admit and acknowledge it here. It was far the best one, you know, without any supremacy of another one. In the vast majority of the USSR production.
Yeah.
For example, Sergei Parajanov. To je bio gruzijski i polujermenski reditelj.
He was both Georgian and Armenian.
Da, koji je napravio film o najčuvenijem jermenskom pesniku. Znaš, i pa je napravio onaj čuveni film Ašik Kerib. Ašik Kerib. Znaš, o ljubavi prema umetnosti, vinu i o teškom životu trubadura putujućeg. About a hardship and a difficult life maintenance of a traveling troubadour. You know, the minstrel, the singer and the poet and musician. So also there was the movie director who comes from Georgia, whose name was Tengiz Kutaisi, Tengiz Abuladze. He's been from Kutaisi, and in certain encyclopedias, his name is quoted and cited as Tengiz Kutaisi Abuladze because he was born in Kutaisi. You know, that's one of the most beautiful cities in Georgia, in the central part of it. You know, and he made that movie Redemption, which occupies with the mythologization of Stalin's reign and rulership. You know,
Stan je bio gruzinski, nije.
Da, on je bio rođen u mestu Gori.
Da.
Gori. Baš tako, u centralnoj Gruziji. Bio sam tamo gde je sada muzej, to je spomen centar. Da, a rekao sam ti kako je Stalin inkarniran. On nema oca, nego su prošli Tatari na konjima i silovali seljanke u tom selu Goriju, u mestu, i tako se on se inkarnirao tokom tog silovanja. During their rape process. I pop, paroh koji je njega usvojio i prihvatio ga kao svog posinka se zvao Visarion. Zato je on Visarionović. Djugašvili.
Yeah, that was his birth name. That was
Shvili.
his full name, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And the same way, like Vladimir Lenin's name, but Lenin was not his real name, Ulyanov.
Of course.
Yeah. Even Tito's name. Tito's name was not Tito officially.
No, Joshua Ambrose.
Yeah.
Joshua Ambrose mu je pravo ime. To mu je pravo ime, da. Da, Tito je druga stvar, naravno. On potiče iz loze Habsburgovac, ima svoj grb naslednji u lozi Habsburga. Sin ovog cara Habsburškog i Marije, koja je bila prostitutka sobarica. Tako da on nije sahranjen u kući cveća u Beogradu, to smo govorili prošli put. U Beču najverovatnije ili u Vatikanu. But not in Belgrade, that's for sure. Da, a taj Tengiz Abuladze, koji je umro 94. godine, a rođen je 24. On je režirao onaj čuveni film Petri Bajragebi, which means the white flags in Georgian. white flags. And it's a beautiful movie. Also, the movie called Chrichina. That means the cricket. The cricket. Chrichina. Cvrčak. And, you know, a vast majority of other films, you know. He's one of the most recognized Georgian filmmakers of all times. Yeah,
Now,
and also, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Now, you Serb movies, Serbian, Yugoslav films.
Oh, yeah. Well, last time we spoke about the movie director whose name was Dusan Makavejev.
Slobodan, that was another one, Slobodan Špijan or something like that.
Slobodan Šijan, yeah. Yeah. I know him personally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Da, on je išao kod Živojina Pavlovića u klasu. A tu je išao i moj kum. On je napravio mnoštvo filmova, a on je bio i Crni talas jednim delom. Ima onaj čuveni film, ti zapiši ako hoćeš, film koji se zvao Davitelj protiv davitelja. Strangler against the strangler. A strangler against a strangler. And it's very interesting, you know, it resembles on a Kramer against Kramer.
Right.
You know? Da, tu igra ovaj Srđan Šaper, mladog dirigenta.
Yeah, but which one, what Serbian movie do you like? Koji srpski film?
Pa srpski film.
Da.
Pa pitanje i odgovor. Pitao si me koji srpski film volim, a ja ti odgovaram srpski film. Shut down.
Yeah, I know. Which one do you like though, like out of all Serbian movies?
Tell her. Sorry?
What Serbian movie you like out of all of them?
Well, Srpski film, the Serbian film, it's a deed. It's a film. It's a film achievement, a concrete film, the movie, which is entitled the same, like the epitome. It's called Srpski film, Serbian movie.
Oh, I see.
Shut it down. All right.
Yeah, I told you I kind of like Balkan Spy. Yeah, Balkanski špijun, Kralj Petar prvi, tako da.
Vidi, Ruben, nije mi to omiljeni film, naravno, ima i boljih, ali to je dobar film zato što prikazuje u stvari sam proces snimanja filma i u tom filmu igraju Sergej Trifunović, on igra Vukmira, negativnog lika, koji ima svoj program, koji jeste zao, ali ima svoj program delovanja. Igra ovaj Srđan Todorović, to je sin ovog Bore Todorovića koji je igrao u Maratoncima.
Maratoncima, I remember you were telling me about that.
On je igrao Dženku u Maratoncima koji je spaljen u krematoriju. Njegov sin Srđan Todorović igra u tom filmu. On je svirao bubnjeve. He was a drummer in the former Yugoslav band called the EKV, Ekaterina Velika. Znaš, on je svirao tu sa Milanom Mladenovićem i Margitom i tako dalje. Ta ekipa se posle raspala, oni su umrli svi mladi, osim njega, on je preživeo i on igra glavnog lika u tom filmu, to je porno glumac, porno zvezda koja stari i koji nedostaje njen biznis. I onda mora da potpiše jednu vrstu ugovora sa đavolom za veliku sumu od oko $500,000 ili više, u kome se njegov život, po kom ugovoru se njegov život pretvara u umetničko delo, ali na štetu njegovu. Jesi razumeo?
Now, I told you, like, I kind of like, my favorite movie is Balkan Spy, Balkanski špijun, said Danilo Stokojević.
Danilo Bata Stojković. Pa ne, moj omiljeni jugoslovenski film je u stvari The Marathon Family. Maratonci trče počasni krug. To je moj omiljeni, recimo.
Yeah, that was one of his films he made.
Da, film omiljeni na tom jeziku, ali i srpski film je dobar, znaš. I srpski film ima svoju estetsku vrednost. To je pravio Srđan Spasojević, a to je novac su Amerikanci davali, oni su finansirali.
Mira Banjac.
Da, Mira Banjac je odličan lik. Upoznao sam je, Mira Banjac
je
odlična.
On je 19 godina. Ne.
Ona,
da.
91 godinu.
91 godina, da.
Yeah, of course.
She's pretty old woman. Stari žena.
Of course. Pa poznavao sam i Evu Ras.
Da.
I još uvijek je poznajem. She's also one of my friends, namely Eva Ras. A very old, ancient Serbian actress,
Yeah, I know you told me. I know you told me you met some Serbian actors in person before.
Oh, just give me a second, please. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Pa da, ima Eva Ras. Ona je glumila u raznim filmovima, zaista.
Da.
Recimo, mi nismo anđeli. To je bio diplomski film Srđana Dragojevića. Tu je igrala Baba Seru, takozvanu. Da, to je žena koja naplaćuje ulaz u toalet. Znaš. Tu je igrao Nikola Kojo. Znaš, koji je rođen na isti dan kad i ja. U stvari ja kad i on, pošto je on malo stariji od mene. Samo da ti završim, taj Srđan Dragojević, on je rođen 1. januara i on je značajan po tome što je napravio onaj film Lepa sela, lepo gore, znaš.
Ne znam.
Taj film treba da gledaš, to je zaista svetska kinematografija na planetarnom nivou i to je jedini ratni film koji je sniman...
A war movie?
That's a war movie, yeah. And to je jedini film koji je sniman paralelno tokom ratnih dejstava. Sorry?
Ko to tamo pavan, that one?
Ko to tamo peva?
Da, that's right.
Oh no, that's Slobodan Šijan. Slobodan Šijan, yeah. That's slightly different. That's in the peaceful period.
Yeah.
But I'm speaking about the warfare movie.
What was going on?
Yeah, and it's been cited in the old cinema encyclopedias and compendiums as the only movie that has been recorded during the war operations.
Yeah.
Maintained nearby. Tako da statisti za taj film su bili ratnici. Imali su dve uloge. Jedna je da ginu na ratištu, a druga je da dođu na castings, na settings, shootings. Imam mnogo, I got plenty of anecdotes from that movie. Zato što su mi pričali snimatelji i članovi ekipe, članovi tima tog filma, mnogo anegdota i šala vezanih za taj film. Ako bih počeo, ne bih stigao da ti ih ispričam. Tu je igrao onaj čuveni glumac Velimir Bata Živojinović, znaš?
Ne znam.
Ne znaš? Pa to moraš da znaš. To je legenda srpskog filma, iako tako nešto ne postoji.
Ko je to?
Bata Živojinović. On je bio najmlađi u porodici, pa su ga zvali Bata. Da, on je rođen u vozu.
Čekaj. Rekao si da je moj srpski boje do bolgarskog.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah, because I started learning Bulgarian, obviously.
Yeah, you did. You sent me counting from 1 to 10 today.
Yeah.
So that's the proof and the real sign that you've started.
Yeah.
That you've started learning it.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think of other potential languages that I'm probably going to learn on my list. I'm trying to think of what else besides Bulgarian and Armenian Russian.
That's sure. That's cool. That's great. Maybe I could give you a couple of hints.
Oh,
You know, the announcements, right?
Hmm?
Maybe I can give you some hints.
Dobro,
You know,
dobro.
not the advices, because I don't give advices unless I was asked for.
Hmm?
There is a strong reason, for
Yeah.
behaving that way,
Hmm?
because that's my credo.
Right.
And even if you ask me to,
Hmm?
I will, I will
Yeah.
profoundly think of and
Right.
before I give an advice.
Hmm?
But I can say what I was learning. I was learning a bunch, a plethora of languages.
Yeah. Koi.
So maybe you're gonna pick up one of them.
Yeah. Which ones? For me, I was planning to maybe learn like maybe besides like Armenian, Russian, Serbian, Bulgarian. I'm thinking about maybe I'm trying to think maybe možda rumanski ili ukrajinski or ili nešto.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, not Armenian, but Armenian. When you speak about Armenia, are you thinking about Armenian?
Armenian
or
with an A.
or your
Armenian
or
with
your
A.
Armenian?
Armenian with A.
No, sorry, I'm joking. Is it Armenian or your Armenian?
Armenian.
Armenian,
Like
Armenian.
Zemia u Arzi.
No. I'm kidding you.
Ne razumem. Šta?
I'm kidding you. Yeah, is that Armenian or your Armenian or the Armenian?
Armenian.
Yeah, Armenian.
Armenian, like the country in Asia.
So not your Armenian, but
No.
Armenian.
Armenian. A.
Yeah, I'm joking. Yeah.
Znam.
Yeah, that's stupid fucking white man. It's an American joke. It's an American way of
Glup jebeno čovek.
Oh yeah. Beli čovjek, da.
Da.
Baš smo bojica beli.
Da.
Yeah, I'm joking about Armenian. Yeah. Now, yeah. So
yeah.
Yes.
I'm thinking about learning those, and I'm trying to still think about what other languages I want to learn that are on my list. So, yeah.
Well, maybe it could be Farsi, the Persian language.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There are several hundreds of the loan words, the borrowings from Farsi that entered into Armenian and vice versa. There are the Armenian lesser amount, although lesser amount of the loan words and of Armenian origins that entered into Persian language,
Right. Mm-hmm.
So when you ask somebody, for example,
what advice,
does he speak?
Like what other languages?
Because I want
my knowledge of other languages. So besides the
ones I'm currently learning. When you ask a person in Farsi, does he or she speak English? You say, "Bebachshid, aya shoma Englishi sohbat mikonid."
Zvuči smešno.
Yeah.
Sounds funny.
Farsi je kao srpski. Farsi ti je kao srpski donekle. Sličnu pronunciaciju ima, sličan izgovor. Donekle, to a certain extent. Šta si me pitao koji?
Yeah, didn't you say like Bulgarian was on your list of one of the languages you want to learn in the future?
Oh yeah, but not on the priority list for sure, because I first have to accomplish the tasks that I ordered myself to.
Yeah.
And later on, when I do that, when I Polish, not in a way of Poles in Poland, but when I finally decorate and do the embellishment of the languages that I've already learned, when I'm able to fully speak them, I can probably focus on Bulgarian more, but it's not on the list of priority. They're urgent. Now, the main ones are Farsi, the Quranic Arabic, Swahili.
Also, those are the ones you want to learn right now.
Oh yeah. Now I already am learning them.
Oh, okay.
Now, yeah, and Turkish.
Turkish. Ne razumem
Yeah.
turkski jezik.
Turkish is great, also an astounding language. Yeah, for example, when you want to say my name as Peter, you say Benim adım Peter.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
it's interesting because in German it would be mein Name is.
Mein Name
ist Peter.
ist Peter. Ist
Peter.
Peter.
Mhm.
Oder ich heiße Peter. I am called, I am named Peter.
Yeah.
Ich heiße Peter.
Nemački,
Und wie heißt du aber?
Da. Nemački jezik zvuči strašno jezik. It sounds like a little harsh.
Oh yeah, because it's a language of a conquering nation.
Yeah, like Nazi Germany, Treći Reich.
Yeah, even when you speak it, it sounds like you are conquering somebody, or
Yeah,
you
that's right.
make an imposal. You're imposing yourself upon somebody else.
Mhm.
But it's not. I don't necessarily relate it to the Nazi party.
Yeah, I know.
Nor it has to be referred exclusively to
Yeah.
the SS movement or the conquering and eradicating the other people and territories. Not necessarily. Partially, yes, maybe, but it's not only a language of Hitler, but it's also the language of Goethe, Heinrich Heine, who was a Jew, of course, and Friedrich Schiller, und Beethoven, und Bach, und Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
Right.
Of course, Mozart. So it's a language of the great literature, and poetry and music. And it's also the language of our great friend Petar Handke. He's a friend of mine.
Go, you're rocking at me once. 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 Go,
Artlist.io.
go, you're rocking at me one time. Gonna be all right. Go, you're rocking at me once. 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 Go, you're rocking at me one time. Gonna be all right.
Music licensing reimagined.